Ever since UFC newcomer Israel Adesanya stepped foot inside the octagon, there have been many comparisons made with him and the former long-reigning light heavyweight champion Jon Jones. They both look like each other, but the big question is, how similar are both fighters? Statistics. When looking at both fighters side by side, they indeed look very similar in their facial structure and they actually look like they could be long lost brothers or something. Both fighters are the exact height of 6'4" and they both have long limbs. Both of their arm and leg reach is not far off from being almost identical. When looking at both of them, they both are quite slim in their physiques and they do have a similar frame. Both fighters are technically undefeated if we take that disqualification loss from Matt Hamill. Another obvious difference is that Jon Jones fights in the light heavyweight division and Israel Adesanya fights in the middleweight division. Both Jon Jones and Israel Adesanya may look alike, but their overall skills is where the distinction really lies. Similarities. Here are some similarities I found between both fighters. As you can see in this clip, both fighters have a wide stance when they fight, which allows them to throw strikes at a distance and always remain on the outside. They usually hide their kicks in the combinations, making it hard for their opponents to see it coming. They both have similar head movement and evasive skills, where the way they use their footwork to move in and out is almost identical. They both are quickly able to use their movement and footwork to stay at range, and they always circle to the right when escaping the clinch. Both fighters use their reach to their advantage, but once they enter the pocket, they use their long limbs to escape safely. They both fully utilize their reach and use it to create a safe distance from their opponent. Both fighters use a lot of creativity when they strike. The most common technique both fighters use is the spinning back kick. They both seem to have a similar choice in kicks and know the exact moment to execute the technique. Fighter strengths. Let's start with Israel Adesanya. He is very long in the weight class, which allows him to throw a variety of attacks from a safe distance. He is always very calm when he fights and likes to take his time picking the right shots to slowly break his opponent. He is very confident in his abilities and isn't afraid of pushing forward and putting his game plan into action. He is very unorthodox, where he is able to catch his opponent from odd angles with his excellent timing. With his heavy background in kickboxing, in MMA, he likes to set up his strikes using a lot of different kicks. Now let's go to Jon Jones. Even though he has poked so many people in the eye, Jon Jones' reach has helped him attack his opponents from the outside, avoiding any dangerous strikes. Even though he's not a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he has submitted Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts on the ground, including Vitor Belfort and Lyoto Machida. He has a wealth of experience in 5-round fights against the world's best fighters and knows how to pace himself perfectly to execute his game plan. He always implements different unorthodox techniques in every fight, which include oblique kicks, axe kicks and many more. His wrestling is on point and knows how to position himself against wrestlers. He took down Olympic wrestler Daniel Cormier many times in their first fight and made it look easy. Conclusion. To conclude, both fighters look very similar in appearance, but when you talk about skills, both fighters are unique in their own way and definitely fight very differently. Jon Jones is more of a complete fighter, whereas Israel Adesanya is primarily a striker who is improving in all areas. In my humble opinion, Jon Jones is clearly the superior fighter. He has been tested with the best of the best, he's more well-rounded in all areas, and he has never suffered a clear-cut defeat, excluding the disqualification loss to Matt Hamill. Both fighters are still very young, and they both still have a long way to accomplish even bigger goals in their MMA careers.